RHI's Sociable City News brings you a snapshot of what's going on in nightlife around the world. Liliana Cortez provides a synopsis of trends, challenges, and innovation in cities that are creating safe and vibrant places for people to socialize. Now, introducing Liliana Live.
I'm your host, Liliana Cortez. Have you ever considered what makes nightlife nightlife? Is it the bartender, the server culture, the art of mixology, the people? If you're questioning this, you're in luck. We will be hearing from 4 nightlife professionals on how NYC shifted to crisis management during the pandemic, how COVID-19 has impacted beverage alcohol consumption nationwide, how the spirits, wine, and beer industry plays a key role in education, and how society will adjust to social spaces once we fully reopen. Surely this next part won't be any news to you. When COVID-19 hit, hospitality venues were shut down, leaving the hospitality industry to plummet substantially. So how did most cities respond? And more specifically, how did New York City's Office of Nightlife respond? Here's Ariel Palitz, Senior Executive Director of the NYC Office of Nightlife.
Before the pandemic, we know that the industry and the musicians and performers and everyone was in need of support. There was a lot of issues around sustainability and profitability and safety and legitimacy pre-pandemic. But now, yes, I mean, now it truly is. Before it was a joke. Oh, the Office of Nightlife is here to save nightlife. And now it's kind of more true, where this is we are in survival mode right now to make sure that as we make our way through this pandemic, that the businesses are able to reopen and begin to re-employ the workers and the performers and artists. And so it's far more serious, but again, I think the purpose remains.
Be sure to check out the rest of Ariel's interview on RHI's website to find out more about the Office of Nightlife's new program, Mend NYC, an opportunity to resolve conflicts through communication and compromise rather than letting challenges escalate. COVID has accelerated change, and according to Lester Jones, chief economist of the National Beer Wholesalers Association, this didn't close any doors, but opened them to more opportunity. Businesses have been able to reopen with new options, cocktails to go, beer to go, expanded outdoor dining, all things that were rare or non-existent pre-COVID. So how did we get here? Here's Lester Jones.
When COVID hit and everything kind of just came to a screeching halt, there was an immediate and necessary policy change that had to come about for these businesses to survive. And that's how we got beer to go, cocktails to go, expanded outdoor seating. We call it a little bit of almost every main street became a bourbon street this summer, right? I mean, if you walked into any kind of downtown area over the summer in America, it was Bourbon Street. People were outside because they couldn't be inside. They were outside on the street corners drinking. Well, that's Bourbon Street for crying out loud. So we created a Main Street, Bourbon Street culture very quickly, snap of the fingers. My business needs to survive. I need to be outside where the air is fresh and clean and the breeze is blowing. And that's what we did. And the ability for the economy and the marketplace and regulators to respond so quickly, I think is a story that hasn't been, celebrated enough. And beer distributors and suppliers and beer distributors and retailers all work to make that happen. So, a little bit of, the cats are out of the bag. I don't think we can collect them all back up and put them back in the way they were. So now the question is, how do we move forward?
To find out more about Lester's cats and how he foresaw the accelerated trends, be sure to watch his full interview and register for the summit to join his panel discussion. This current era has proven to be an opportunity to be creative. Imagine if you were able to experience another country right at your home. Danielle Robinson, head of corporate responsibility, Diageo, shares the various trends as a result of today's COVID-19 regulations.
Our Guinness Brewery has many of these experiential type brands on premise, on tap. So we participated in the Black is Beautiful campaign last year through Weathered Souls, a Black-owned brewery where he engaged over 1,000 breweries, including Guinness, to repackage his liquid under with the same cans, and everybody had the same cans and packaging under Black is Beautiful, and it's delicious. It's fantastic. We did about 800 cases, but we also now have it on tap at the brewery that you can get that. So there's about 3 or 4 other, variations for different cultures with cultural nuances, to your point, different flavors. I think there's a sweet potato one there for the Black culture, for Black History Month. There's a Latino one. So I think it should be a trend. Hopefully people will be interested in tasting them, and to your point, taste the different cultures, ingredients in there. So I do hope it's a trend because, it is more about the experience, which is why our purpose is celebrate life every day, everywhere, because it's about the experience of drinking quality, not quantity. So I hope so.
Mixology is an experience. It's more than just mixing drinks. It's breaking down cultural and racial barriers through unique drink flavors. Now, with COVID-19, there's no telling how society will readjust social spaces. Once we are fully reopened, the aspect of fear and contracting the virus and crowd management pose as new challenges. Bob Pomplin, Chief Industry Consultant of Serving Alcohol, Inc., predicts that there will be a need for more trained security in the future.
Bonding and blending, our society is at a changing point on how they address many different things. But I think we have to train people to socialize functionally and to respect each other as gender, race, and human beings, that we have to have a mutual respect of each other through civility and respect to maintain safety. And that's a nationwide goal. And I think it's everybody working together to make things work. It's a national effort as well as a individual effort. We have to teach people to respect each other, and from that respect, you'll grow more fun and enjoy and interacting with each other.
As Bob mentions early on in his interview, security in bars and clubs is not about how much it will cost you, but rather how much it will save you. Now, if after all of this conversation about bars you miss your local bar but don't want to go out, check out this neat site for a cool playlist and a nightlife ambiance. That's all the time we have for today. I need to go gather my cats in a bag, but be sure to subscribe to the Sociable City Network and follow us at Sociable City on Twitter and Facebook. Remember, if you would like to see the full interviews of our innovative speakers, head to rhiweb.org/interviews. Tune in next time. I'm Liliana.